If you're no stranger to internet memes, you probably know these guys. Appearing on the world stage in 2010, they've been around for a decade now and have taken the world by storm, just like their master would have wanted. But how did they do it? Let's find out. I'm Keegan with Channel Frederator, and welcome to the first part of our new video series covering the Minions franchise. As with any good story, we're going to start off by tracing the franchise's origin. Here is 107 facts about the Despicable Me trilogy. Number 1. If you're one of the few people who have never seen the movies and just know them by name and posters, or memes probably being the most realistic answer, you're likely wondering who or what exactly Minions are, and that's a valid question. They look human, but they don't speak human language, at least no discernible language. Hence, aliens would be a good guess, but it turns out that they are genetically modified corn kernels. Supposedly, they are created by their master Gru and engineered from the same strand of mutated DNA, though this origin was seemingly retconned in the first Minions movie, according to which Minions existed since the beginning of time, with the purpose of serving despicable masterminds throughout history. Number 2. There's also a more straightforward answer when it comes to the creature's origins. Originally, the Minions were meant to resemble humans, but due to the studio's limited budget, they were redesigned to be shorter. Number 3. This is even hinted at in the second movie's beginning, where we see humans in yellow jackets speaking in a foreign language, a nod to the Minions' own gibberish. Number 4. The movie's directors coined this gibberish as Minionese, which is perhaps not a word you'd immediately associate with a fictional language, as it sounds more like mayonnaise. And with just a little bit of imagination, you too will see the resemblance. What's crazier though is that each word actually has a meaning. Number 5. The first movie's original title was Evil Me. That's not too different from the final title, but there is a reason behind the name change. In the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks, the then incumbent US President George W. Bush had publicly declared certain countries, such as Iran, Iraq, and North Korea, among others, as axis of evil, infamously marking them down as enemies of the country. Understandably, the creators wanted to avoid drawing parallels to this controversial statement. Number 6. Despicable Me was Illumination Entertainment's first feature film, and also kicked off the studio's forthcoming success. It's no surprise that these clumsy, adorable yellow creatures quickly became the studio's trademark. Number 7. Despicable Me was animated at the Illumination MacGuff studio in Paris, despite being an American production. Number 8. In fact, the movie's directors Pierre Coffin and Chris Renaud are French and American respectively. Both of them did the voices for a majority of the Minions. For his voice work, Pierre Coffin was even awarded with the Kids Family Award at the 10th Seiyu Awards in 2016. Number 9. Some Minions were named after writers who worked on The Simpsons. Stuart is named after J. Stuart Burns, Kevin is named after Kevin Curran, and Bob is named after Bob Benditson. Number 10. In Gru's lair, the NBC logo can be seen on top of the Jumbotron. The newscast in the beginning is identified as MSNBC. Universal, NBC's parent company, is the studio who released this movie and a co-owner of the movie's animation company, Illumination. Number 11. When Gru first visits his Minions in the underground workshop in Despicable Me 2, several Minions can be seen taking a break and eating lunch on top of a crossbeam. This is an homage to the famous lunch atop a skyscraper photograph from 1932 by Charles C. Ebbett. Number 12. Throughout the movie, Margot wears a shirt which has the character Lorax from Dr. Seuss on it. In 2012, co-director Chris Renaud directed the movie The Lorax, which was produced by Illumination. Number 13. In his application to adopt the girls, Gru's first name is given as Felonious. Number 14. The producers only wanted comedic, improvisational actors in the cast, part of which is made up of comedians such as Steve Carell and Russell Brand, who voice Gru and Dr. Nefario respectively, among others. Number 15. Gru's voice actor Steve Carell describes Gru's accent as a cross between Ricardo Montalban and Bela Lugosi. Montalban was a Mexican actor known for playing Star Trek villain Khan Noonien Singh, and Lugosi was a Hungarian-American actor, most known for portraying the popular vampire Count Dracula. Number 16. Gru's date of birth is September 28th, 1960, as shown in the state adoption file on the computer. This makes him 8 years old when the Apollo 11 moon landing happened, which took place July 20th, 1969. Number 17. While Gru is floating in space and orbiting the moon, his Swan Lake ticket number is revealed to be 072069, which reads as the date of the Apollo 11 moon landing. Number 18. In the Gru family tree, you can see 6 generations in Gru's family, including a cousin known only as Convict 3619. Number 19. Gru's profile resembles an emperor penguin, which is in line with his role as adoptive father caring for its young, akin to an emperor penguin. Number 20. During the dance sequence, DJ Minion is using a Blu-ray disc player with the same color and font style on the writing as a Blu-ray disc player. Number 21. Julie Andrews was chosen to voice Gru's mom because she was deemed to be the least suitable voice actress to play an evil person, thanks to her good-hearted nature. But you know what? That's what would make it funnier, or so that's what the producers thought. Andrews initially turned the part down, but was later persuaded. Number 22. Will Arnett gained weight for the role of Mr. Perkins, because since he was playing a large, heavy-set man, he thought it would improve his voice work. Can't argue with that logic. Number 23. Mr. Perkins' portrait on his office wall is based on Jean-Auguste Dominique Ingres's Napoleon Bonaparte on his imperial throne. Number 24. Kristen Wiig, who voices Lucy in Despicable Me 2, played Miss Hattie in this movie, who was the woman in charge of the girls while in the orphanage. Number 25. When Gru is telling the girls the rules and gives number 3, he uses a hand gesture which is correct sign language for that number. Most people use other fingers, indicating Gru knows some sign language. Number 26. The roller coaster Gru and the girls ride at the amusement park looks like the sandworm from the movie Beetlejuice. Number 27. Gru's visual appearance was based on Christopher Lloyd as Fester Addams in The Addams Family. Number 28. The movie has a few nods to George Lucas's Star Wars saga. Number 29. The laser bullets that Gru shoots after Vector in the flight chase scene resemble those from the Star Wars movies. Number 30. In the rescue scene, Gru's right-hand man, Dr. Nefario, says the line, "There he is," which is the same line that Lando Calrissian uttered in Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, as he flies the Millennium Falcon up under Cloud City to rescue Luke. Number 31. When Gru walks into his house after getting coffee in the beginning of the movie, his TV show shows an interview with singer Sia, whose solo career initially took off in 2008. Number 32. 2 of the 3 adopted girls are named after characters from a movie or TV show. Margot is named after Margot Chester from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and Edith is named after Edith Bunker from All in the Family. Agnes is named after Bewitched actress Agnes Moorehead. Number 33. After the girl's bedroom has transformed into a more comforting place, the camera angle allows the audience to see some famous paintings that Gru has stolen. Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa hangs on the wall, and Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night can be seen leaning up against the wall on the floor. Number 34. The day that the movie revolves around is May 26th, which is also the birthday of Steve Carell's daughter, Annie, who was born May 26, 2001. Number 35. Gru shares some characteristic features with villain Megamind. Despite both of them being introduced as villains, they end up being the hero of their respective movies, and both have great intellect they use to create high-tech weapons and gadgets. Number 36. Adding on to that, Megamind's most trustworthy and loyal ally is a talking fish in a robotic body called Minion. Number 37. This is Universal's first fully animated theatrical movie, which has been rated PG by the Motion Picture Association. Number 38. Super Silly Funland is a reference to Pacific Park in Santa Monica, California. Both are built on a pier and feature roller coasters. Number 39. To make Agnes's voice actor Elsie Fisher laugh during voice recordings, her dad would sometimes sneak up behind her and tickle her. Number 40. The bedtime story Sleepy Kittens was made into a tie-in board book that can be purchased, although it does not include the pull-out brush that was featured in the first movie. Number 41. Despicable Me was Universal Pictures' third computer-animated movie after The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything, a VeggieTales movie, and The Tale of Despero, both of which were released in 2008. Number 42. The original Despicable Me movie is the only part of the franchise until Minions: The Rise of Gru which does not feature John Seigan as an additional voice. Number 43. A funny coincidence related to the character Gru occurs in the comedy show The Office, where Gru's voice actor Steve Carell plays the main character Michael. Upon Michael's return to the office following a vacation abroad, he shows his colleagues pictures that were taken during his vacation, one of which shows his boss Jan. Michael thus invents the name of a German woman who is allegedly called Urkel Gru to cover up his boss's identity. The episode aired in 2007, a year before production on Despicable Me started. Number 44. The little boy that Gru upsets in the beginning of the first movie later reappears in Despicable Me 2 when Gru makes his bear explode, similarly to how he made his balloon pop in his first appearance. Number 45. When Lucy gives Gru her phone number, it reads 626-584-5723. Calling that number reaches a recording of Kristen Wiig in character with her outgoing voicemail message. However, the voicemail box is full and you cannot hear her recording. Number 46. During voice recordings, the actors were filmed on camera and their facial and hand expressions were later translated onto the screen. Steve Carell's wife had fun pointing out the expressions in Gru that reminded her of him. Number 47. When Silas Ramsbottom shows Gru a video of a rabbit being injected with mutation serum, the name tag of the scientists in the video read Coffin and Renaud, a reference to directors Pierre Coffin and Christopher Renaud. Number 48. American actor Al Pacino was initially cast to voice Eduardo, but dropped out in the middle of the project due to creative differences with his character during last-minute changes on the movie. He was later replaced by Benjamin Bratt. Number 49. There are at least 2 Minions, called Kevin. In the first movie, Kevin has one eye. In this movie, another Minion named Kevin has 2 eyes and is taller. Number 50. When Gru is spying on Margot, he hides behind a cactus plant, 3 lobes of which give him the nose and ears of Mickey Mouse, and another one that gives him the nose of Squidward from SpongeBob SquarePants. Number 51. At Dr. Nefario's workstation, a pinned-up photo of him on a beach can be seen, which was also Gru's background for him on his cell phone in the first movie. Number 52. There's a brief shot in the movie in which Edith is playing ping pong with a minion, but uses a pair of nunchaku as opposed to a ping pong paddle. This is a reference to a famous Chinese Nokia commercial in which a Bruce Lee impersonator plays a game of ping pong using only a pair of nunchaku. Number 53. The 626 area code is from California, meaning that this movie and the original Despicable Me probably take place in the San Gabriel Valley, or nearby in the northeast portion of Los Angeles County. Number 54. In the beginning of the movie, you see a minion getting his head stuck in a jar. Throughout the movie, that minion is seen with the jar still stuck on his head. Poor guy. Number 55. Though most of the movie was from the script, there were some lines ad-libbed by Steve Carell and Kristen Wiig. Number 56. This is the second time that Kristen Wiig plays a character in a cupcake store. Here, her character Miss Hattie is seen in the cupcake store Bake My Day with Gru, whereas in the movie Bridesmaids, Wiig's character Annie Walker owns her own cupcake bakery named Cake Baby. Number 57. When the Minions assemble to give Dr. Nefario a 21 fart gun salute, the bugle call "To the Color" can be heard playing in the background. This is a U.S. Army bugle call that is traditionally played on Army posts after the call of retreat, as the post flag is lowered at the end of the duty day. Number 58. The scene where the 2 men are playing chess outside the lab contains a sequence briefly identical to Pixar's animated short, Jerry's Game. Number 59. The woman in the red shorts doing yoga in the park is the same woman from the first movie when Gru is watching the girls at their ballet practice. Number 60. And these Star Wars references keep piling up. The scene in which Gru comes to Lucy's rescue with his 2 purple-colored minions bears resemblance to a similar scene with R2-D2 and C-3PO in Return of the Jedi, on their way to Jabba's palace. Number 61. Despicable Me 2 marks Elsie Fisher's final appearance as the voice of Agnes. She was later replaced by Nev Sherrill due to having grown out of the role. Number 62. Silas Ramsbottom's appearance was based on Irish actor Ciarán Hinds in the Cold War movie Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Number 63. When El Macho goes into the elevator to his lair, the door has the same artwork as the icon of the mobile game Temple Run. Number 64. After Lucy neutralizes the attack chicken, she remarks to Gru that Pollo is loco. This is a reference to the restaurant chain El Pollo Loco, which is Spanish for the crazy chicken. Number 65. Despicable Me 2 is the longest movie of the trilogy, with a running time of 98 minutes. Number 66. On an episode of the Armchair Expert podcast, Quentin Tarantino has stated that Despicable Me 2 was the first movie he'd ever seen in its entirety with his newborn son Leo. Number 67. The bartender minion is meant to mimic the character Isaac Washington, played by Ted Lange in ABC's popular rom-com Love Boat TV series. Washington was known for his signature move of the finger double shooter and his classic eye wink. Number 68. In Despicable Me 2, Gru is a single dad with 3 orphan daughters, one of whom, Margot, is dating a young boy, which Gru is trying to prevent. In a previous movie that his voice actor Steve Carell played in, called Dan in Real Life, his character Dan also plays a single, widowed dad with 3 daughters, one of whom, Kara, is also dating a young boy, who Dan is trying to prevent from dating. Number 69. The hair of Floyd Eagleson, who is the owner of the wig store Eagle Hair Club, is meant to mock the hairstyle of ex-US President Donald Trump. I think they got that one spot on. Number 70. During the 2 scenes where minions are rowing a boat, the minion in the stroke position is shouting Maiko, which sounds like Michael as in the old folk song Michael Row Your Boat Ashore. Hallelujah. Number 71. The name of the theater at the Paradise Mall is named Paradise Theater, which is the name of a 1981 album by the band Styx. Number 72. Despicable Me 2 is the only movie in the Despicable Me movie series not to star Julie Andrews as Gru's mom. Number 73. At the wedding, the minions singing I Swear were modeled to resemble the singing group Boyz II Men. However, the R&B group that originally recorded that song was All for One. Number 74. Pharrell Williams' pop song Happy was originally written and produced for Despicable Me 2. Don't believe us? Check out the official music video. You can see dance performers in Minion costumes throughout the video. On Illumination's official YouTube channel, you can also watch an animated lyric video featuring the Minions singing along. Number 75. Just before the first 2 minions are injected with the purple serum, they say kanpai, which is a Japanese toast similar to cheers or bottoms up. Number 76. When Eduardo, aka El Macho, invites Gru and the girls to his Cinco de Mayo party, he calls Gru cabeza de huevo, which literally translates to head of egg, or egghead, a reference to Gru's baldness and or head shape. Number 77. When Gru enters El Macho's fortress as a prisoner, he says, "Curses, foiled again." This is the catchphrase of Snidely Whiplash from the Dudley Do-Right of the Mounties cartoon. Number 78. At the end of the second movie, Lucy is tied up and strapped to a rocket. At the end of Despicable Me 3, she's left tied up and gagged in a closet. Number 79. The diamond featured in the first trailer of Despicable Me 3 is a parody of the Pink Panther diamond. Number 80. The movie's end credits also reference the Pink Panther movies. The animated sequence at the first part of the end credits, in which Drew and Gru are trying to outdo one another, is a reference to the opening credit sequences of the classic Pink Panther movies. Number 81. Though Dr. Nefario can be seen in flashback, he remains silent. This makes this the first Despicable Me movie not to feature Russell Brand in his speaking role. Number 82. Steve Carell, Miranda Cosgrove, Dana Geyer, and Pierre Coffin are the only ones to play their roles in all 3 Despicable Me movies. Number 83. In France, the voices for Gru and Drew were performed by Gad Emela and Ari Emela, who are brothers in real life. Number 84. The movie was dedicated to John Saigon, and was the last movie he appeared in prior to his death in 2017, a month before the movie's release. He mainly voiced additional roles. Number 85. In September 2017, this movie grossed over $1 billion worldwide, becoming the only movie released in the summer of 2017 to do so, and also becoming the year's 3rd highest grossing movie. Number 86. When Mel and the other Minions are roaming the streets, there is a poster for a television show called Sing. This is a reference to another movie made by Illumination Entertainment. Number 87. Vector from the original Despicable Me movie is briefly mentioned after he's been stranded on the moon at the end of the first movie. According to the Anti-Villain League's profile on him, he's still alive on the moon and can be seen through telescopes as a tiny orange dot. Number 88. This movie opened in a record 4,529 theaters on June 30th, 2017. Number 89. With this movie and the Minions movie, the franchise became the first animated franchise to have two movies earn $1 billion at the box office. Number 90. This is the first and only movie of the franchise that was released in theaters in June instead of July. Number 91. Jenny Slate, who voices Silas Ramsbottom's successor as the new director of the Anti-Villain League, Valerie Da Vinci, also played Mona Lisa Saperstein on Parks and Recreation. Number 92. Before Slate was cast, Idina Menzel was also considered for the role of Valerie Da Vinci. Number 93. Due to Universal Pictures' completed acquisition of DreamWorks Animation and further release date changes for future movies, this marks the last time both an Illumination Entertainment or other Universal Pictures animated movie and a DreamWorks movie have been theatrically released in the same month, with this movie only releasing 4 weeks after Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. Number 94. Trey Parker stated that his daughter was a key factor in his decision to take the role of villain Balthazar Bratt. He said that she was almost 2 at the time, and he thought it would be cool for her to actually watch something that he's done. Parker is best known as co-creator of South Park, alongside Matt Stone. Number 95. The face of Balthazar Bratt's giant robot slightly resembles the character designs from South Park. Number 96. When the giant Balthazar Bratt robot is attacking Hollywood, Kit from Knight Rider can be seen backing away. Number 97. When Drew reaches into the power supply of the robot, the mechanism he pulls out is remarkably similar to the flux capacitor from Back to the Future, also a movie released by Universal Pictures. Number 98. Among the valuables that the Minions collect from the prisoners, one of them looks like Teddy from Mr. Bean. Number 99. The country in which Drew lives, and from which Gru originates, is the fictional European country of Fredonia. This is the same name as a similar fictional European country in the Marx Brothers movie Duck Soup. Number 100. Another connection to Duck Soup can be established based on the Dumont diamond that Balthazar Bratt steals. Its name derives from actress Margaret Dumont, who frequently appears in Marx Brothers movies, including Duck Soup. Number 101. Margot's shirt has the Grinch on it. This was a maybe not so subtle shout out from the studio to their next movie, which was released after Despicable Me 3, the Grinch movie. Number 102. Towards the end of the movie, you can see 2 posters titled Onions as a parody of the Minions poster in the Hollywood studios. Number 103. The costumes Gru and Drew wear are reminiscent of the classic 1960s Italian comic series Diabolic, which tells the story of a ruthless master thief who becomes an anti-hero. He's also aided by his partner in crime and lover, Eva Kant. Number 104. Despicable Me 3 is the first movie from the studio that was produced in a 2.35:1 widescreen aspect ratio. All of the company's previous movies were produced in the taller 1.85:1 aspect ratio. Number 105. During Balthazar Bratt's attempt at stealing the diamond, you can hear the song Bad by Michael Jackson. Later, we see Bratt reappear in a fat suit. Iconic musician Weird Al Yankovic wore a similar suit in his music video for Fat, which is a parody version of Michael Jackson's song Bad. Number 106. During the final battle, a movie poster with the title Soul written on it in the same font as Pixar's Soul can be seen. Number 107. This was the last movie of the franchise to be released in the 2010s. Did you enjoy our list? What fact do you think we missed? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're there, like and subscribe to see more great videos every week. And remember, Frederator loves you.